Hey, what's up guys? You're watching Bobsdecline. I hope you're all doing well. As you can see today, I'm not in my work truck, which is cool. So I mentioned last video that we were heading off on vacation. Right now we are in PEI, Prince Edward Island, on the east coast of Canada. Pretty nice spot here. It's definitely the hottest day of the year so far. This whole island, the ground, it's got this strange red color. Even the sand, it looks like it's quite muddy, but all the sand, all the earth in this whole island is a bright red color. Pretty neat. What we're going to be doing today, first of all, this video is going to be 100% unedited because I don't have my computer with me, but I wanted to share a few things that I seen in the lines feeding into our cottage. One of them being a stainless steel transformer. If you guys have ever heard of that, check out this view. Pretty cool stuff. So we're going to take a look at that, a few other things that are different from what I'm used to in my hometown. Also, I wanted to start off with a shout out to a young gentleman named Rusty. I was in Fredericton, New Brunswick last week, stopped in at a gas station, fuel up, and a young man approached me. His name was Rusty and recognized me from the channel, which is pretty cool. And he started working for a local reputable contractor in the area. He's just kind of doing grunt work right now, but seemed to be pretty passionate about getting into the line trade. Said he loved his job so far, just starting out. So it was great meeting you, Rusty, and I wish you the best in your new journey. So we're quite a ways from the cottage right now. We're gonna head back and take a look at a few things. So I'm gonna pause that until we get there. Looks like the bottom of the ocean here is all mud, but that's that red sand. Everything here is all real red. It's pretty neat. There's the cottage off in the distance there that we're staying at. So we're gonna head that way and check out some power lines. All right, so we're back up on the mainland here now, and you can see behind me, I'll turn around and get zoomed in. What we got here is a stainless steel transformer. You can see the sun reflecting right off the transformer. So if anyone can guess why that transformer is that stainless steel color, we do have them in our area as well, and they're hung on very specific locations. So you can see right here, we're right along the coast, and the purpose of that stainless steel transformer is, for one, it's near a lot of salt air, so it doesn't rust out. And the stainless steel transformers are actually filled with vegetable oil as opposed to mineral oil, in case of the event of an accident, broken pole, lightning strike, something that can cause that transformer to fall off the pole and spill into the ground. It's 100% vegetable oil in that case. Something else I noticed that's quite different from the way we do things, all both the underground and the meters that are mounted on poles are fed with, let's get out of that sun, PVC pipe going right up to our line area. So even the residential underground all has PVC pipe coming down the pole. I can't splice in any images from the nearby city because, like I said, we don't have our computer to do any editing. But one thing I noticed, a lot of these PVC pipes, some of the busier poles in town had 4 and 5 pipes, and they are set out quite a ways from the pole. I don't find there's as much protection, especially in the city, with the PVC as opposed to the galvanized steel guards that we use. A lot of the hardware is quite different too. They use those preformed wraps. Even on the primary, you can see up here, that's just a preform wrap holding the primary up, which is fine. That thing will never let go. That's normally what we use on our guy wires, and we use the dead end clamps or shoes to hold up the primary in our area. So let's take a walk out to cottage area, and we'll take a look at a couple more things. Alright, so the next thing we're going to be taking a look at is the way in which the little cottage I'm staying at is hooked up. So it's fed underground. Actually, if we take a walk over here, you can see there was an overhead service that was cut off probably many years ago, as the ad for the cottage still had this old cut off Massman's pictures from 5 years ago. So in my jurisdiction, what we would do if this was converted from overhead to underground is the customer would simply have a PVC pipe coming out of the box, buried underground, and shooting over to the service pole, all which would be owned and installed by the homeowner. And then the wires would come out of here once they pass through the meter and feed into the panel inside. So this setup, as I mentioned, is quite a bit different. We have the PVC pipe, not using that meter at all, going underground and heading over to a pedestal, which we did show in one video when we were hooking up a mini home. So I heard there was quite a bit of chatter on the comments in that video. It seems that this is a pretty common setup for underground in a lot of jurisdictions. So I can assume that the homeowner owns the piece going from here to the home. I'm not sure, I'm not familiar with this area. So this would be the source side by the looks of it, going up the pole, and again, PVC pipe all the way up with a weather head at the top of the pole. So that's quite different than what we're used to. So there's actually communication lines on the other side. That's pretty much it on that. I wanted to show this setup across the street though as well. This, not really anything wrong with it, but it is a big no-no in my area. So we've got a transformer as well as a sideline or a spur line on the same pole, and that results in having two separate cutouts. Now it's pretty easy to tell what's what. That cutout on the left, you can see the lead dropping down into the transformer, and the cutout on the right is feeding that sideline. It's not an ideal setup. If you want to work on that transformer, open it up, you still have that live cutout in quite a close proximity, so you might have to unnecessarily have an outage on the sideline as well. For our area, we don't put two cutouts on the same pole at all, unless it's feeding a two-phase sideline. There's a couple stragglers around, but it's not a typical setup. I've seen this on quite a few poles here on PEI. You can see the lightning arrestor on the transformer. It's right beside that guy wire, which is on an insulated rod, so that's good. Those cutouts are also larger than what we use. I'm not sure what the voltage is here. I don't think it's any higher than the 7200 volts by the looks of the pole top insulator. But the larger cutouts are what we use on our old 25 kV system. Something else I noticed when driving through the city was there's a ton of tree wire for the distribution primary. Tree wire, also called Hendrix. It's basically insulated primary. It's bundled up quite tight. There's only like maybe a foot clearance between phases, and then there's brackets that hold it from the phases slapped together from pole to pole. It's a great setup when going through treed areas, but I noticed here in town there's double and triple circuits, all with Hendrix wire. I did grab a couple shots of that, but I won't be able to splice that into this video. But we're back at the cottage now. Might actually go for a swim. Like I said, it's the hottest day of the year here so far. So just wanted to share a few quick things with you guys. Wife's making some eggs and bacon inside. We're gonna go have breakfast. Thanks for stopping in as always, guys, and we'll see you next time.